Hi, my name is Christine G, and we're going to be going over this problem. Here we have a community, I like to call them community college, conducted a survey of 20 randomly selected full-time students to determine the relationship between the number of video games played each week and the GPA. And then she found the linear relationship between the two variables, and here's that least squares regression. And now we're going to use that to predict the grade point average of a student who plays video games 8 hours per week. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'll be able to write on this. So we know that X is the number of hours of video games they play each week. And so we'll replace our X value in our equation with 8 hours per week. So we have Y hat equals negative 0.0589, and instead of writing the X, I'm going to replace it with 8. So we'll multiply it by 8 and then plus 2.9138. So first I'm going to multiply the negative 0.0589 and multiply that by 8, and I get a negative 0.4712 plus 2.9138, and then I combine these two, and then I'm left with 2.4426. So this, and the value for Y is the GPA. So now it's asking for the GPA and round to the nearest hundredth place. So let's go and put this in. 2.44. So still a high GPA. Perfect. All right, and then let's see, interpret the slope. So the slope is the number in front of X. So that number is negative. And let's see, it says for each additional hour that a student spends playing video games in a week, the GPA will decrease, because it's a negative number, by 0.0589 points on average. And then, if appropriate, interpret the y-intercept. So the y-intercept would be when X is 0. So when no video games are played, it would be 2.9138. So the average number of video games played in a week by a student is this. No, the GPA of a student who does not play video games would be 2.9138. So very high if you're not playing video games, honey. And then a student who plays video games 7 hours per week has a GPA of 2.39. If the student's GPA above or below average among all students who play video games 7 hours per week. So we can take a look at the equation and put in 7 and see what we get. So let's go ahead, go back to our screenshot, and then here, instead of writing an 8 into our original equation, we write 7. And then we multiply the negative 0.0589 times 7, and then I'm coming up with negative 0.4123, and then plus 2.9138. And then I'm coming up with, let me write it up here since I'm out of room at the bottom, 2.5 Oops. So 2.5015, so that is larger than this GPA, so it is, the student's grade point average is below average for those who play video games 7 hours per week, because they're at 2.39 and we calculated it to be 2.50. So let's take a look at that. Looks good. And then that is it. So hope this was helpful, and please email me if you have any further questions, and I appreciate you watching. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.